campers, rise and shine. Well, it's a beautiful Macklin's morning, and we've got lots of Macklin's fun in store for you today. Breakfast will be served in half an hour.
Hello, campers. Great to have you here. And I'm extremely excited about this episode today because if there's one thing to know about me, it's that I am a super fan of the music produced by Stock, Aitken, and Waterman. And there's a new album out that Mike Stock has done with Suzette Charles. And we're going to talk to her in a little bit about why it took 30 years to make this debut album happen. And we're going to talk about the music and Stock, Aitken, Waterman and everything else. If you don't know Suzette, if you're not one of the Stock, Aitken, Waterman super fans, maybe you heard of her from Miss America. She was the runner-up to Vanessa Williams. And when Vanessa Williams was decrowned, Suzette stepped in for a brief period. It was a really large scandal and something that followed her for quite a while. It's not really what you want to be known for, but for a long time, that is what followed Suzette everywhere. So we're going to talk about that. But also this album, we recorded this interview a few weeks ago, and I was sent an advance copy of the album. I am not lying when I say I have had this playing on repeat for weeks. It is the classic Stock, Aitken, Waterman sound. The songs are great. I'm just so obsessed with this album. It has brought me so much joy, as all of the Stock, Aitken, Waterman songbook has over the years. But Mike Stock and Pete Hammond really knocked this one out of the park. And Mike Stock has also done some great other music over the last few years. There are 2 albums with The Fizz. There's Smoke and Mirrors and Everything Under the Sun. Everything Under the Sun is only available through the Fizz's website. It is not on streaming, unfortunately. Amazing album. Cannot say enough great things. But back to Suzette. Legitimately, I am obsessed with this album. I cannot wait for my vinyl to arrive. And actually, in this interview, her copy of the vinyl arrived, and she does a little unboxing, and we go through it together. So it's all just really exciting that this is happening for her after all of this time. And you'll learn more about why it took so long. But the music is just so good. There's one song that to me is reminiscent of Especially for You by Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan, which is legitimately probably my all-time favorite song ever. I've listened to it so many times. It makes me happy. It makes me emotional. I love it. So there's a song that's a bit reminiscent of that. You can really tell Mike Stock brought in a lot of the old influences. Like they are new songs or newly written, but the production has some little like wink, wink, nudge, nudge to some of the classics that people love, which makes it a really special record and so joyful. And something he does so well is writing these kind of profound lyrics, but in such a simple way, which is a real gift to be able to do that. To take a complex idea and put it into these simple words that are catchy, memorable, and with these melodies. And he does such an amazing job of taking a situation that is difficult, sad, awful, and putting this optimistic spin on it, even if it's in a slow ballad. But if it's in one of the upbeat songs, it might be about like a real heartbreak or your life falling apart. And the way he looks at it is through this lens of everything's going to be okay. Things are going to get better. You survived it. And actually, I'm going to pull this up because there's one song on this album that right now it's my current favorite. I love a little inspiring number. And this one is called Nothing to Hide. And I just want to play the chorus for you because it is so good. It has that Stock, Aitken, Waterman magic, the melody, the key changes. I love it so much. So I'm going to play the chorus for you, and I hope you love it as much as I do.
And it's only
How good is that? How good is that? It has that classic Kylie sound, like the early Kylie tracks. That's what it reminds me of. So, yeah, I've gotten so much joy from this record. I'm still listening to it. Recorded this interview a couple weeks ago, and I'm just putting it out today because the album is out tomorrow. You can go pre-save it now, but the album is out everywhere for streaming as of Friday, May, what's the date? 22nd. 22nd. Yes, the 22nd. So tomorrow, the 22nd, it will be out, and it's an incredible album. I'm such a fan of it. And you can also buy a vinyl copy off of her website, which I did. There's a deluxe CD with bonus remixes from the legendary Pete Hammond. It's all just exciting to have new work from Mike Stock in the Stock, Aitken, Waterman sound. So I'm going to jump into this interview, but to start, when I was with Suzette, we watched her performance, and this is what took her to Miss America, was this performance of Barbra Streisand's Kiss Me in the Rain from her Wet album, which also contains Donna Summer's Enough is Enough, that duet. Anyway, anybody who takes on a Barbra song has all of my respect, because it is not easy to sing a Barbra song or to follow in Barbra's shoes. But Suzette did, and the performance is incredible. And she looks beautiful. It's a really wonderful performance. I'm excited for you to see this for the first time if you haven't. So I'm going to put that performance on, and when we get back, I'm going to be talking to Suzette Charles about it and her new record.
And here's Suzette Charles, Miss New Jersey.
I remember sitting on the front steps, just feeling the softness of a warm summer rain. I see the reflections of my mind, all the sadness, all the pain. Visions of yesterday, how fast they slip away. And though my dreams have come and gone, with one wish I can say, kiss me in the rain, make me feel a child again, bring back all those memories, kiss me in the rain, and make me feel like a child again, with that feeling that I get. I don't even mind if I get old. Kiss me in the rain, make me feel like a child again. Just bring back all those memories. Kiss me in the rain, make me feel like a child again. With that feeling that I get, I don't even mind if I get away. Come on and kiss me in the rain. Come on, you kiss me in the rain. With that feeling that I get, I don't even mind if I get
That performance, does that bring back any memories for you?
Every single memory, yes. Yes, nailed it. I mean, very few performances in your life do you look back, you play it, you watch it, you feel it. I feel it. I remember every minute, every note, every move that I made, and I nailed it. And I worked really hard for that moment because it had to be perfect. And I
I
felt
mean,
it was.
if you're singing Barbara Streisand, that's like gutsy in itself, but you really did nail it, as everybody's just seen. That's a very gutsy move.
I was gutsy in my 20s as as you hear that I've come to London to work with Pete. I was a very gutsy young lady in those days, and I was very excited to be a part of the Miss America program. As a professional, I thought I had a leg up on all the other competitors because, sometimes they just learn a little act for the program. Some of them are super professional in whatever talent they're presenting, but for me, I just felt that, I could do this. I could show you how it's done. And I love Barbara Streisand, and I've watched all of her technique and holding and embellishing the notes and taking control of the story. Um, it was amazing. And I think that there was a live 62 or 64 piece orchestra behind the curtain, which was a thrilling, thrilling endeavor for me. I think that was my first time with such a huge orchestra. So it was exciting.
To get to perform with that is incredible. That's
Yeah, it
that's
was
a big
great.
moment.
It was. It was.
I want to talk more about this, but first, and I want to talk all about the new album because I'm obsessed with it. But
Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
it's
I'm
so
so
good.
glad.
Way before Miss America, though, you were trained as a singer, dancer, actor. Like you did it all. So,
Yes.
your vocal training, were you always like that powerhouse voice from a young age, or was that something that you developed?
I think I was always that way. And my mom was a music teacher in the public school system for 35 years. And she'd always put me in all of her school plays and her musicals. And it was just something that we did for fun. We didn't really get into a serious mode about it until I think I was about 9, 10, 11, something like that. She's like, oh, let's start writing little jingles for Colgate, Pepsi. I did a jingle and I wrote a few of them, submitted them. Then I got an agent. Then I was in New York doing a educational PBS show called Sesame Street when I was probably 9, 10, singing about the alphabet. And then I realized, and she realized, this is a professional leap from just doing it for fun. She wanted to make sure that the talent that I had as a singer was sort of honed to the degree that I could do this professionally if I wanted to. But I would say most of my vocal talent was sort of natural. And I did go to a performing arts school from middle school through high school. And of course, worked with tremendous professors that helped me with my technique vocally, with acting. We did every area of dance you can imagine, modern, tap, jazz, ballet. We had to learn French and Russian, the language of the ballet, so there was a huge discipline in all the arts in drama. Then when I graduated that performing arts high school, I became a presidential scholar because that was excellent in the arts. There was 141 students, high school students that were graduating that year, that were excellent in the arts. And some of them are Broadway actors that you would know their names. That was my year when we were all high school kids. But it was fun. It was fun. We were serious. Of course, I have a lot of stories to go from there, but I'm going to let you lead the show.
Okay. Well, I have two questions to ask off of that. First is Sesame Street. I had no idea.
Yes.
I was like
Oh,
raised on Sesame Street. And I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
I've said this so many times. If more kids today were raised on the values of Sesame Street, our world would be a
Yes.
different place.
I
It
think it
was
was
so
great.
special back then.
It was. It was special. It taught manners. It taught everything that parents should take time to teach their children and did, hopefully, but it sort of reiterated it, which was a great way in a song and dance, with all the puppets and all the songs. And you had amazing artists, actors putting this together, this monumental show. It was great. And it's still
Yeah.
great.
If I ever see clips or it's on TV, sometimes I will watch those, like some of those
Yeah,
old clips. They're great still today,
they're
even as an
great.
adult. You're like, this is so cute.
Yeah, yeah.
You mentioned that there were some big names in your high school class, some folks that you would recognize who were on Broadway. If you were to
Yeah.
name drop, who are a couple of those people you went to school with?
Well, in my presidential scholar, his name is Wendell Pierce, and he did all of the, um, oh gosh, what are the series? Well, I just saw him on Broadway, Death of a Salesman. He just played, I forget there's like a detective show he's on all
Yeah.
the time. He's an amazing actor. There's another one called Roscoe. I forget Roscoe's last name. He's also a famous actor. He does a lot of TV and film work. We have a lot of politicians. Jamie Raskin was my year. He's a politician. And we have a lot of, I think I just learned the mayor of Boston was my year. Her name is Michelle. I don't remember her last name. We have a lot of interesting people that were presidential scholars in 1981. Ronald Reagan presented me with a presidential medallion, and each of us received 4-year scholarship to college. So I got a 4-year free ride at Temple University, which was in my hometown of Philadelphia. But when I entered the Miss America pageant in September, which is the normal month that it runs, I ended up only completing 2 years at Temple, and subsequently 2020, I went back to finish the last 2 years. So in my 50s, I was finishing up, but I did it.
That's an incredible full circle moment.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to talk about that more too, but I was
All right.
going to ask Death of a Salesman. I've been hearing about it everywhere. Everybody's going to see it. I'm in
It
Toronto,
is
so I
fantastic.
have not gone to see it, but
Oh,
how
yeah.
was it? I heard
Oh,
Laurie
yeah.
Metcalf is incredible.
She is incredible. And of course, Nathan Lane is amazing. Yes, it's tremendous. Yeah, they did it first with Wendell Pierce, and I think there was a different cast when he did it. Was it last year? And now Nathan Lane and Laurie Metcalf. It's fantastic. I mean, that's one of the wonderful things about Manhattan. You get like George Clooney on Broadway with his previous show, which was amazing. Yes, I have to definitely recommend it. You must go see it. It's great if you get a chance.
I love theater, and like there's some in Toronto, but it's nothing like New York. I haven't been in years, but yeah, I'm very
Yeah, it's
jealous of anybody
great.
who lives in New York City because just the opportunity to see these shows is amazing.
Amazing. Yes, yes.
Um, oh, what else was I going to ask as an offshoot of that? Oh, here we go. Musical influences. So you appreciate Broadway and you like Barbara Streisand. So when you're growing up and you're kind of developing your voice, who are some of those influences for you?
Other than Barbara Streisand, let's say, I absolutely at the time loved, gosh, I just lost her name, Melissa Manchester. I mean, you're talking about in the 70s and 80s, Karen Carpenter, um, of course, Donna Summer, of course, Diana Ross, of course, Celine Dion, but back, you have like Angela Bofield, um, Phoebe Snow. I went from one, as a multiracial person, my genre of interest was very diverse. I had, of course, all the Motown influence, and then I went back to like the Carpenters or Captain and Tennille or Elton John or Neil Sedaka, like Barry Manilow. I was all over the place. Um, of course, Dionne Warwick, you went from something soulful like Gladys Knight to Dionne Warwick. And I enjoyed watching how the record companies and the producers sort of packaged these artists, because the song that was meant for Gladys Knight or Patti LaBelle was not given to Dionne Warwick. So the record companies at the time, the producers, the management, all took an artist and sort of figured out the image. Where does the song lie best? How is this going to be transferred to the audience and the fans? And I really enjoyed that part of it. Of course, Elton John was amazing, is amazing. And that's another thing that I love very much that I also noticed growing up. Music was sort of received differently in the UK than in America. You know, um, Age was not a limitation. Your race was not a limitation. Your style, any type of style went in the UK. People loved all types of music and a mishmash of music. And it's great. In America, we're sort of still like pop, jazz, blues, we're still sort of putting everybody in a category. But I think now with the internet and how people and young people are just developing multiple styles and integrating them, I think it's amazing. It's great.
One thing I love is when you look back at the charts in the UK from the 70s and 80s, there's so much amazing R&B music, and there was that
Yes.
80s like funky soul. It never took
Yes.
over really the mainstream in North America, but it was
That's
huge in
right.
the UK, like Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Yeah.
The Sound of Philadelphia made it in
Yes.
the UK, didn't like the 3 Degrees,
That's
didn't
right.
really make it in the States, but the music is incredible.
But that's another thing I wanted to tell you. My school that I went to was on South Broad Street in the center of Philadelphia, literally building to building Sigma Sound Studio, which was where they made the Philly sound with the the Temptations, the Four Tops, Teddy Pendergrass, Patti LaBelle, Stevie Wonder, even David Bowie was in there. It was amazing. It was just distinctly Philadelphia. And my school was literally right next door. And as a little girl, we'd sit on the front stoop and look at all the big celebrities that would go in and record. Sometimes, because it was a performing arts school, they would ask for backup singers. Any of the students wanted to be on a track. Did you want to sing a demo for some of the songwriters that were preparing? It was exciting. It was an exciting time to be in Philadelphia. It was an exciting time musically growing up in the 70s, listening to so many wonderful groups, Doobie Brothers, who was famous at the time. Gosh, everybody.
I know it was like
Everybody.
so many legendary artists with the
Yes.
great songbooks, great
Yes.
songwriters.
Yes.
Yeah, very
Great.
special time in music.
Yes.
And I want to ask you about Miss America and your journey to that and through that. But while we're talking about, Motown, Sound of Philadelphia, I've always felt like, and I've heard Pete Waterman say this, that he felt like their music was like Motown. It was kind of like this
Yeah.
fusion of Motown, Sound of Philly, disco.
Yeah.
There was this high energy sound that was really exclusive to like gay clubs in the UK at the time. And it
Loved it.
still is it's a sound that
It's
really
still.
resonates with people.
Yes.
That's going to be cool
That's
too.
another thing that got me on the plane to go to Pete Waterman, because there was nothing in America that was emulating this machine as we now understand. It's called the Hit Factory, or it was called the Hit Factory. I was on RCA Records at the time, and the A&R person is supposed to give you tapes of songs that you would like to put on your album. A lot of times they're sort of steering you towards writers that they want to develop, or that they want to sort of highlight their ability and put it with a new artist. And I just didn't get anything exciting. But when I heard on the radio, that's the truth be told, when I heard Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up, and then Nothing Like a Strong Man, and then there was another one, and I kept, this is where I need to go. It was soulful, it was pop, it was exciting, it was different. It stood out on the radio. And I got on a plane, and I went to London and I looked up where the Hip Factory was, PWL, and I sat in the receptionist's area, and she said to me, "Do you have an appointment?" And I said, "No, I don't, but I don't want a record. I don't want a record deal. I have a deal. I just need their music." She goes, "Ma'am, do you understand where you are? Like, you can't do that." I go, "Well, I'm not leaving." So I'm going to meet somebody. Again, my little, determination. Pete Waterman came out. "Who is this young lady? Why are you sitting here? Do you have an appointment with us?" I said, "Please give me 5 minutes of your time. Just 5 minutes. I have a deal. I'm with RCA BMG. I would love your music. And you could call. I was Miss America. I am Suzette Charles. Please call the US and verify that I am who I say I am. And then let's talk music, because I can do anything you have, and I want your songs on my album." So long story short, he called, he verified it. I went back to the US. I came back at a particular time and recorded 6 songs, which were amazing. First of all, I met Mike Stock, which was another amazing moment because he was very shy. And of course, Pete Waterman is the opposite. He's like larger than life and exciting and talks a lot. And Mike Stock was very quiet and shy. And he said, "Okay, I'd like you to sing a song for me." And I thought, okay, of 1,000 billion songs, what could I sing? And he goes, "How about You Are My Sunshine?" So I went, "Oh gosh, I guess this isn't going to work because anybody could sing You Are My Sunshine." Like, you don't have to be amazing to do that. But I sung it for him and he said, "Okay, I got what I needed to hear from that." He wrote 6 songs within a week. We recorded all 6. They sent me on my way, and that was that. Then I all of a sudden hear that we're releasing Free to Love Again in 1993, which was an amazing song out of the 6. I actually secretly thought we were going to release Every Time We Touch because I thought it was, sort of like a movie soundtrack song. It's romantic, a rom-com song. But I didn't care. I got their songs. I was super happy and thrilled. We did a video. There was this billboard that's behind me was all over London. And the funny part is on the bottom, it says, "If you have 39 pence, you can hear the song during peak hours. If you don't want to pay 39, you want to pay 29 pence." On the bottom, it's hysterical. You could get a peek here of what Free to Love Again sounds like. And so I went back and I did a lot of touring in a lot of the gay clubs, which was amazing. Liverpool, Manchester, all the other, it was their town, Brixton, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it was great. The excitement for the music, the excitement of the stock Aitken Waterman music that everybody loves, the following was so overwhelming. I was excited because I knew we had so many other songs to give. And then that was the end of it. I didn't know what happened. I thought, oh, well, I guess they didn't like me. So I didn't know that they broke up and that there was some internal turmoil that ended the momentum. But that's what happened.
What were the 6 songs? So there was Free to Love Again. I think After You're Gone was one.
After You're Gone, Just for a Minute, Don't Stop. Did I name 6? No, I didn't. Free to Love Again, Just for a Minute, Don't Stop, Every Time We Touch,
Mm-hmm.
After You're Gone. What the Eye Don't See.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Don't Stop was yours because Mike Stock had sold some songs through his website at one point, and the Sheilas did a cover of Don't
Oh,
Stop.
really?
I wasn't sure if it
Nice.
was their song or if it was an old one for somebody
Oh, I don't
else.
know.
But it's your
I don't-
song. I had no
That's a
idea.
good question. I don't know. I
Well,
love
if
it.
the Sheilas
He
didn't record
wrote
it
it,
until
so
like,
it's his.
well, they didn't record it until like 2003.
Okay.
And it was just like he put it on his website. So
Right.
it was your song first.
I guess it was
It's a
my
great
song
song.
first. I love it. Yes. It's great.
How I have questions about how everything kind of got shelved and didn't move forward for so long. But like these are amazing songs. It must have
Yeah.
been a bit of a pain to know that these were sitting in the vault and they were never released, and they're just such great songs.
It was really paining me, and also I think what made it a little worse was that sometimes I'd go on YouTube and I'd see the songs were there. I don't know how they got uploaded. Maybe someone who worked in the studio played them, and it would say unreleased song, maybe "Don't Stop" or unreleased just for a minute. And so people were listening, people were hearing, people were like loving it. So I reached out to Mike Stock many years later and I said, do you want to do this again? And in 2015, we got together, met up, and he said, yeah, I would love to. Fans ask about you. We never finished the project. And I sort of had to fill him in on what happened on my end with we recorded the song, we did a tour, we did a video. He didn't even know any of that. He had no clue that I was sort of, you know, going around on a tour with the songs and that it actually was playing. I did Radio One, which is a summer concert. I did that. That was amazing. And a lot of the UK morning show appearances with dancers. And we were really promoting the song tremendously. So we did get together in 2015. He was excited to reopen this project in some way. I didn't know that he was interested to re-record, which is fine with me. They're great songs. I love them. And of course, add more new ones, 5 new ones.
He's a brilliant songwriter. Like the fact that these were coming out so
Brilliant.
fast, and
Yeah.
the melodies are always so optimistic, even if like, and the
Yes.
way he'll write the lyrics is it's like a twist on a bad
Yeah.
situation, a
Yeah.
breakup. There's always an optimistic lens,
Yes.
and the lyrics are so simple. It's hard to write that simple, to take a
Yes.
story and distill it down into just a few words. I
Yes.
just think
He
he's a
has
genius at songwriting.
he has a magical way of getting to the point of the issue without over embellishing and just getting right to it. And it was sort of funny because I went through a divorce after a 22-year marriage, and when I started to sing "Free to Love Again," I was like, "Wow, this song!" Somebody asked me a while ago, what does it feel like singing the same song you'd sung maybe 30 some years ago? Well, at 30 some years ago in 1993, I was probably, 30 years old, maybe. I don't think I understood the love of a 23-year marriage with children. I think at that time I was probably loving the purchase of a new Chanel bag or something, not even understanding how it feels to be hurt and rejected and lost love and all the pain that it causes. And then the resilient feeling of, okay, this didn't work. Just pick yourself up and move on. We're going to make it work. It's going to be fine. He's very optimistic on all the music. He's so positive and great. And like we lost a beat. We lost it. Okay. We,
hmm
we didn't nurture what we needed to do. So, okay, fine. Move on. I love it.
I find some of the songs, it almost makes me emotional, like the optimism that's there, because it can be hard to
Yes.
have that. One of the
Yes.
great songs on the album that I think captures that really well is Nothing to Hide.
I was about to just say that. I actually, when I finished recording Nothing to Hide in 2025, yeah, 2024, I went to Liverpool to do a show, and the fans were so excited that I was there. We debuted Nothing to Hide, and I got teary eyed because it was like, you're going to just pick yourself up and keep moving. And before the end of the song, people were singing it with me. And I went, this is like an I Will Survive type song. It gives you a positive feel. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Get yourself up and keep moving, girl. It was like, wow, he just nails it. He nails
Yeah.
it.
It
He
has like
nails
some
it
remnants
every
of
time.
Samantha Fox's Nothing's Gonna Stop Me Now. It kind of like, it
That's
really
exactly
just
right.
soars and you feel
Yes.
empowered listening to it.
Yes. 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 It's a great song. Another great one.
That is my current favorite on the album. It's changed a few times over the last few days since I got the listening
Okay,
link. Another
good.
one I love is See Your Smile, because one of my all-time favorite songs from any artist is Especially for You by Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan.
Oh,
And there's
that's a
something
great.
about the melody of this one that kind of just took me back to that place. And I thought it's just a
Yes,
beautiful song.
yes, yes, yes. You see, he's sort of introducing a lot of the spice that he puts in everybody's song, so it kind of gives you a consistency as a fan throughout the roster of all the artists. It's great. It's really a family.
Yeah. How does it feel to finally be putting this album out into the world after all these years, all this time, you finally get to do it?
I can't believe it. Honestly, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. I send emails to Mike and his son James. And I'm like, I can't even believe this is happening. Thank you for not forgetting me. Thank you for including me. I love them. I love what they do. I think that this is a monumental opportunity for me to kind of, again, another full circle moment. Yeah, very happy about it. And it's great. And I love it. It's
It's
not like I just completed a project and maybe there's 2 songs I like. I love every last one.
it's such a good like it's genuinely an amazing album. I ordered a copy of the vinyl from your site. I can't wait to
Oh,
play
great,
that.
great.
But genuinely one of my favorite albums of the last few years. It is just so good. It has the Mike Stock magic, and
Yes,
it feels so good. It's the
yes.
optimism, it's the melodies. It just makes you feel good. It's good music.
Good music. Can we do something that I just thought of?
Okay.
I just got my copy in the mail. They sent me my copy,
Oh,
and
beautiful. That's exciting.
I've not opened it. Can I open it with
Oh
you?
my gosh, please open it. Let's see.
Because I never saw the like, how am I doing this? I'm even afraid to touch it. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. I want to open it with you.
And I think it's a plum colored vinyl.
And it's like super glossy. My gosh. Is it really? Let me see. Hold on. Oh,
Oh, that's a good
wow.
photo.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
And then the words are on the back. Oh, I love this color.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Look at that. That's gorgeous. It's like magenta. I don't
Yeah.
know. Wow, that's beautiful. Well, thanks for letting me do that with
Yeah,
you.
thank you for
Wow.
opening it. I can't wait to get it in the
Woo.
mail and put it on the turntable because there's
And
something different about it.
I just found that one the first Free to
Oh
Love
my
Again one.
gosh.
Did you know that?
Wow. Yes.
And look
That's
at all these
amazing.
mixes they had, all these mixes of Free to Love Again on the back. There's like 4 mixes. The swing mix, the free mix, the blanket mix, safe hands, Italian kick-ass mix. Boy.
I actually don't think I've
Wow.
ever listened to the mixes. I don't know if they've put those on streaming, but I have to look because were those all Pete Hammond remixes?
Yes, yes. Pete Hammond, yeah. He did the mixes. Yeah.
Because he's known for giving them those kind of like names. And I know even the deluxe version of the CD has some mixes, and they all get like the
We have
pageant
cool
mix.
names. I love it. Yes. There's a great hotel that I love staying in West Sussex. It's called The Crown. And so they just named the Crown Mix,
I
which
love
is
that.
adorable. Very cool.
It's taken 30 years for this album. Music is your passion.
Crazy.
Is this something you're going to continue with? Are you going to keep
I
releasing
hope so.
music?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mike Stock had a interview. We both had an interview with The Guardian that the article will come out this week. And Mike Stock said, yeah, I can't wait to work on the next album. And I'm all in. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I
As
love that
long as
so
the
much.
fans love it and want it, we're here to give it because it's been a tremendous experience. Working with him is amazing. And all the fans are just so, I love these fans. They're meticulous like you are. You're listening to the lyrics, you're listening to how it moves you, what it's saying to you, how it affects the other artists, how it all kind of creates a family vibe, honestly. And I love it. I think it's great.
I've been telling everybody about it. Like I did send a snippet, a clip to Andy Cohen.
Oh
So
my God, Andy's
he-
great.
he's definitely going to be listening to the full album when it's
Oh, I
out.
hope he's not mad at me. At one point, the housewives were going to come and sort of do a day in the life of me and my ex-husband. That's why he's an ex-husband. Didn't want them in our lives at the time. And I got word that the Bravo was a little disappointed that I sort of turned the crew away. And but that's why he's an ex. Goodbye. But
It wasn't
please
meant to
say
be at the time.
that's right. Give my best to Andy. He's terrific, and I love all that he's doing. He's great. I'm glad he likes the music.
I'm telling
That's great.
everybody about the music.
Oh,
I'm
thank
such
you.
a fan.
Thank you.
I've wanted for years as well. Mike Stock or if even Pete Waterman might want to be involved. In 2015, Giorgio Moroder did an album where he brought in some new contemporary artists and a couple people he'd worked with before and did these new songs. It was like for a
Wow,
new audience of old favorites. It's my big idea for Mike Stock to
that
bring in.
sounds great.
I don't know if it's like somebody he never got to work with, or if it's
I
like a
think that's
Dua Lipa comes in
fantastic.
to do a song.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
introduce it to.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
I'm going to
Tell
email that to
James.
James. I
Yeah, tell
definitely
James.
am.
Because the other day I was listening to something and I heard that song, This Time I Love It. And then I Googled who wrote it. Mike Stock wrote it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that he wrote that. It's like, oh my gosh, that's some idea that you should definitely tell
Yeah.
James. I think that would be perfect.
My favorite album is Donna Summer's Another Place and Time from start to finish. It is just so special.
Fantastic. Yes.
Her voice,
her voice.
she had one of the best voices in music.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm a massive Barbra Streisand fan, but I think the only time Barbara ever got outsung by somebody
I
was
agree.
Donna Summer.
Oh my gosh, I agree. Yes.
The clarity and the power in her voice.
I think she was intimidated. I wonder if they recorded at the same time. A lot of times they say that, big divas don't want to be in the same room together and they do it sort of separately. Because, yes, I agree. Listening to that, it sounds like Barbara sort of stepped a little back. Maybe she was a little intimidated by Donna Summer. She is Donna Summer, my God.
Yeah. Incredible voice. I think it's such a shame that she never got to record some albums of those big ballads that she was capable of singing. She kind of got
Yes.
stuck in this box.
Yes. Yes. But she was
Love her.
great.
Yeah,
Great.
that music is it still sounds fresh today when you hear it. Like, I Feel Love. You hear it everywhere and it
oh my
still sounds like
gosh.
a modern new song.
Yes, it's great. Great. That's why I think people don't really copy it because they can't. They
Yeah.
can't emulate the whole thing came together. The music, her voice, the smokiness, the time. You can't emulate that. You just will lose so much.
Well, and another thing you can't emulate is the Stock Aitken Waterman songs. I don't know if I think Mike Stock uses the same, I forget what, like the special board for like
Okay.
making the music. You know what I'm talking about?
His
It's like
keyboard board. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, it was
Yeah.
very expensive back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like state of the art. I think he still uses that, right? He pulls it out
Yeah,
and
he pulls it out. But he
That's
has
incredible.
hundreds of them. He has so many of those boards because each board gives a different sound. I remember when we were recording one of these songs and he'd pull one out and he'd start playing. He goes, no, not that one. Get me another one. And he'd just go through them because he can tell what sound he wants. He's not sleeping on it very long. It's already in his head what he wants the whole. It's like Mozart. Like he already knows what the whole orchestra is going to do. It's incredible. The process is incredible.
there's limited functionality on those, but he layers it so much.
Yes.
It's so impressive what he was
It
able
is.
to create back then with this technology.
That's
And
right.
I love
So
that he's still
limited.
using it.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
it's so cool. And it's one of those things that I think still sounds fresh today because it's so unique. It can't be duplicated.
That's right. And you could tell right away if someone's sort of trying to steal that sound because it's
Yeah.
not, it has so many tentacles, the sound. It's not just one thing. It's not just the beat. It's not just the keyboard. It's a combination. And I think what's also wonderful is that Mike Stock uses the same people that help bring out the production, like Pete Hammond or uh, I just saw his name here, Dave Ford.
Dave
Um,
Ford.
Dave Ford, we just saw Dave Ford in Liverpool. And, he uses a lot of the same engineers, which is great. They know how he thinks, they know what he wants, they're able to edit and mix the way it should be. I even had the same photographer, believe it or not, from this Free to Love Again to this one, to this album cover. It was the same guy,
I love that.
Simon Fowler, and the makeup artist, and everybody in the business office. They're all still churning out their business and they're doing their thing, making it, keeping the
Yeah.
consistency of this powerhouse team. It's
And I
great.
love that even the cover kind of has that same aesthetic, like with the background and the
Yeah,
portrait photo.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's such a good cover. I
It's
love it.
fun. Thank you. Thank you. We had a great time doing it. Fantastic.
So I have a question about RCA. So you go and you make this music with Stock Aitken Waterman. You had this deal with RCA. What happened there? How come there was this big gap?
Well, I think what happened really was they wanted me to be an R&B and R&B artist. And I, in fact, just dug up a whole lot of old photos and I saw a photo with me as a new artist standing with Freddie Jackson. Um, what was her name? Katie Lang? No, C.T. Lang. Is that her name? Hold on. She was an artist in the 90s. I have a photo just here. And I think that they wanted me in that category of music and style. I think Melba Moore was also a new artist at the time on RCA. And they didn't see how to promote a biracial artist with a pop song. They didn't take a chance or want to take a chance. They were trying to be safe. They wanted to play it safe. Um, I mean, I guess I have to understand that, but it works. Good music works. People like it. People enjoy good music. They enjoy terrific lyrics. Rick Astley worked. Kylie Minogue worked here. A lot of their songs Bananarama segued. A lot of the Stock Aitken Waterman songs worked. I'm not sure why they didn't want to take a chance on it,
I'd
but they said,
imagine
that's it.
in my own experience, I'd imagine it's very easy to feel frustrated at, how it didn't pan out and let that get into your head. And it kind of, it chips away a little bit. Like that should have been my
Yeah.
chance. That should have been
Yeah.
my time. And it wasn't. And that can be hard to let go of. It can take time to do that.
Well, it didn't take that much time because literally when I got back and they said, we're not going to do anything with this, I'm sorry, we're finished with your deal. David Foster called my apartment the next day, in fact, and he said, I'm here in Manhattan. I have a deal for you. I want you to work on my next new record company at Atlantic Records to do a refresh of the Fifth Dimension. And we were called The Next Millennial. And another project recorded 15 songs. It was magnificent, great, great songs. David and his wife at the time, um, Linda Thompson, Linda Thompson wrote some of the songs. We were literally a mile away from Barbra Streisand's house. So David would sort of play, "Oh, Barbara was here yesterday. You want to hear something?" And we were like, "Oh my God, you know, let me touch that board where she touched. Let me sing on that mic that she sang." Oh my God, that was another magical moment. But that didn't work out either. So, life is funny. It brought me back to where I was meant to be, and I'm so thankful for it. I had other projects after that, but nothing panned out. They didn't get
Did
completed.
did that work with David Foster? Did any of it ever get released? Because I've never heard
No,
it.
no, was never
Oh,
released. Never released. We did co-write the group and David and us. We co-wrote a song called "The Power of Love" that Celine Dion sang in the Olympics. When I think the Olympics opening ceremonies were in Los Angeles that year. I think it was 95 or 6,
yeah.
something like
Or,
that.
The Power of the Dream.
That's it. Power of a
Yeah.
Dream. That's it. We co-wrote that. And we sang
Wow.
that as a group on our song. That was like our big, big number one, hit we were all hoping for. And then when he gave it to Celine, we were a little disappointed because she just took it and ran, and she's fantastic, of course. But no, none of our songs got released.
Oh, that's so
It's a
unfortunate.
funny business. It
Well, and that
happens.
happened so often in the early 90s. Like I know
Yeah.
Michelle Visage from RuPaul's Drag
Oh,
Race. She had
yes,
a
yes, yes.
song on she was in a group what were they called? I don't remember. She was in another group that was on the Bodyguard soundtrack. And
Oh,
it's a great Soul System was the name of the group.
okay.
And they did an entire album and the music was incredible and they were so excited and it never went anywhere. It never got
Uh,
released. It was shelved and it's
yeah,
probably lost now to time. It's on some tapes
yeah,
that are probably gone. Um,
yeah.
it's
It
so
happens.
unfortunate.
It happens. Before I went to London, I was managed by Barry Manilow and his now husband Gary Keefe, which was Stiletto Management, and Barry wrote 5 or 6 songs for me on my own. Who would have thought that wouldn't work? It didn't go anywhere. That was
Wow.
Capitol Records. And it happens for I don't want to think of it as my poor luck. I think it just happens. Like you film a movie and unfortunately your scene just doesn't get included in the final cut. It happens. It's life. You just pick yourself up and keep going. And I'm proof of that. I keep going.
You got all of these experiences just for yourself. Uh,
Yes.
the Barry Manilow, that's wild. I'm such a huge fan. I love the new songs. He is an incredible
He's
songwriter.
incredible. Yes.
Um,
Another incredible songwriter.
he
Yes.
has a distinct style. You can tell it's a Barry Manilow song, even if he isn't
Yes.
performing it. He's like
Yes.
a master of good melodies.
Yes. 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 Another great one. See, I always tried to find people to work with that understand the gift that they've been given, not just writing a song. Like, I guess anybody can write a song. Has to be a great song. It has to have that je ne sais quoi that that you understand this is a Barry Manilow song, this is a Mike Stock song, this is an Elton John song. Everybody has their particular style that they put on it. That's what makes us love it.
I feel like
When
that's
I
something
started
that's
singing that song that Barry Manilow wrote for me, just a phrase, you'd go, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a Barry Manilow song. That's certainly his song." You know.
Did any of those Barry Manilow songs get recorded by somebody else or by Barry?
I think Barry himself, I think he realized I might as well just sing it myself. Yeah, yeah, he's great.
There aren't a ton of songwriters today. There are people who write pop music. There's so many talented people, but you think of some of those songwriters who just had this gift with words and with melodies and music. There isn't as much of that these days. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's because of how the industry is. It's so tough to make a living, but
right.
there aren't
Maybe
as many.
so.
There aren't really the David Fosters and the Marilyn and Alan Bergman and
Yes, yes. No, there are not. Narada Michael Walden. I mean, all of the writers that I used to write a list and go, the guy who wrote that played in what's his name? Nile Rodgers. I was walking on the street the other day and I saw him and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like gonna run down the street and catch him and say, wait a minute, I want a song, but I have a song. Okay. And so James was funny. He said, I have a part in one of the songs where the guitar is going in, we lost the beat, the guitar is going. I said, that's Niall's solo. I just saw him. He lives around here. He's like, yeah, he played it. And he's teasing me, of course. But yeah, great songwriters, great producers, great creators. They're few and far between. And listen, maybe in today's time with all this technology, it's maybe easier. Kids are using AI to write a song, and they're taking a lot of shortcuts. And I don't know if the market and people that are the buyers, the audience understand the difference between the skill and hard work that it would take Elton John to write a song or Mike Stock to write a song, as opposed to just computerizing it and pop it out.
Well, and it's sad that we don't have many of those shared experiences anymore, like whether it be watching television or listening to
Yeah,
music.
that's right.
It's great that we have all this variety and option, but we don't have those shared, everybody's listening to this song right
That's
now.
right. That's
Uh,
right.
I think that's such
Yes,
a shame. It's one of those things
it
that's pulled
is.
everybody apart.
Yes. Oh, I have a question for you. You said you're going to play the vinyl on your turntable.
Yes.
In my moving around in all these years, I don't have a turntable. What am I doing? What am I buying? Tell me, what do you have?
I bought it's a Sony turntable. I
I
thought it
need a
was the
turntable.
nicest one because it has like a nice button on it. It plays quietly, and I have it hooked up to a nice stereo system.
Great. I have to get a turntable for my new album.
You must. That's maybe there's other better ones, but I think this is I've tried a few like the Audio Technica. The Sony one is the best.
Okay, got it.
And it's a nice machine, and I have it hooked up to
Okay,
like a 5.1 surround sound system and a nice
terrific.
subwoofer.
Oh, I love
And
it.
you
Okay.
when you listen to a vinyl, there's like that little bit of a warm sound to it that just sounds a
Yeah.
touch different from the digital.
Yes. Yes, it's much better. Yes, yes. And you have to be at home and you can take it all in. It's great. Great.
And it forces you to listen to the album from start to finish as it was intended to be heard, not pick and choose a
Tracks.
song, bounce all
That's right.
over.
That's right. Yes.
So I also wanted to ask you about Miss America. If we go back a little further,
Mm-hmm.
um, you were Miss New Jersey in 1983,
Yeah.
and then you competed in Miss America. First off, how did you get into the pageant world? How did you know that was something you wanted to try?
Oh, wow. I grew up in Atlantic City. So Atlantic City always was Miss America town. Uh, when I went to my parents lived in New Jersey, outside of Atlantic City. And when I went to the performing arts school, I lived with a relative in Philadelphia. I could have put that was going to compete and be Miss Pennsylvania, but because my parents were in New Jersey, that was more home base. And so I competed on the local Miss Columbus Day because I'm half Italian. So that worked out. I've won that. And then that put me into the Miss New Jersey competition. And then, of course, after Miss New Jersey, Miss America. And as I said, I did 2 years of college when I was Miss New Jersey, and then I had to drop out and be the first runner up because I didn't win. And so, but what happened was an agent from the William Morris Agency came over right away after my Kiss Me in the Rain performance and said, you have to put a show together and be an opening act, and I can put you with amazing comedians. So Joan Rivers, Don Rickles, Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra. There was a tour with Bill Cosby and Sammy Davis. I opened for them. We toured all over the country. I did Lou Rawls. I was with what was his name? Shecky Green, Henny Youngman, Milton Berle, like every I was
Wow.
like the, opening act, which was amazing. In Atlantic City at that time, the casinos were just newly built. So I also had a contract with some of the casinos. If, Jerry Seinfeld came in, he didn't have to bring an opening act. I came with the hotel, basically. So it was an amazing experience. I was working nonstop. I also was doing a soap opera called Loving at ABC. Agnes Nixon wrote this part for me next to John O'Hurley, who was on Seinfeld later on.
Yes.
He was what, J. Peterson. Um,
Yes.
so when I got the call in July that there's some problem with the Miss Williams situation, the Miss America pageant said, well, we haven't decided what we're going to do. We've given her a chance to figure out what she's going to do. But we want to let you know that if the title is available, would you take it? If you don't take it, it will be offered to the next young lady. So just keep that in mind and we'll get back to you. So I think at some point, Vanessa decided to resign and it was offered to me. And for 6 weeks, I said, well, might as well. Whatever. $150,000 in scholarship money. And okay, that'll help me with my, future education. And I decided to take it. It was a very strange, as you probably could imagine, moment because Vanessa was the first Black Miss America ever. And I was the first biracial Miss America. And the two of us sort of in the spotlight at that time created quite a stir, if you want to put it that way. So yeah, there you go.
Were
Ask me anything else.
were there I would imagine there were some challenges that came with that. You step in one, that's an amazing amount of money to set yourself up. Scholarship, that's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
Was there any public blowback at the time that was kind of surprising or hard to accept from this like scandalous situation?
I think it was very difficult for her, definitely. At that time, Miss America was really a very closed debutante type of a program. We had to sign contracts. Nobody's ever had sex. Nobody's ever had an abortion. Nobody even going and competing. You don't even have a boyfriend. If you were to win, you have to put your relationships aside. We're going to take your time. And it was a very tough in today's terms, tough program, and you had to sign off a waiver on all of that. You haven't done anything, God forbid, nobody probably even cursed on air in those days. You had to sign a contract that said, I've never done anything that could come back to haunt me or the program or to defame the pageant or the image of the pageant or the image of myself or my family. It was ridiculous, but that was what we had to do. And unfortunately, these things, she had participated in some photo session apparently at some point in her life. And I don't know what happened in terms of how soon or at what point was that known to her, or did they go straight to the pageant first? This I don't know. But of course it was horrific. She received so much negative press. She had great positive press. She was given a lot of promotions prior to this moment. And I remember seeing her in auditions in Los Angeles. I lived in Los Angeles at the time. And, people were like, oh, chit-chatty. And I thought, oh, gosh, she's so talented. She'll get out of this. Just like, don't get all hung up on it. You're going to be fine. It's just, that's life, Life throws you stuff. You just pick yourself. And look at her. She's amazing. She's amazing. She's done it. I think this helped her. Like you say, the things that happen in your life that are not what you expect, actually make you better. They really do. It's hard to see sometimes, but it actually happens, you know. The hard part is meant to help you grow and you see yourself, you learn about yourself, you learn your limitations. You know, it was very hard for me. I was thinking, God, why did I even take it? What did I need it for? I was working. Why did I even get into this pageant? I didn't need that. I was working. I was doing movies and TV and soap operas as a child, and my experiences led me to this pageant, and I thought, "What do I need this for either?" You know, so you never know. You never know.
It's true. Like, I'm one of those people. Every time you get knocked down, you get up and you keep going and you keep running and try
Yeah,
something new. What direction can I go
that's
in?
right.
And
That's
it's great
right.
to see Vanessa's had an amazing career.
Amazing
Um,
career. Now, here's the question, would she have had an amazing career had she not been in Miss America? Yes, I think so. She was a theater major, she's talented, she wanted this more than ever. So, it was just a blip, that's all, and you have to
I
keep
find it
moving.
I find it fascinating when you look back at what was considered something that would disqualify you back then. You look at what people
Today.
put out today and what they get away with, and just the
Yeah.
photos that people put online that they take themselves.
Uh,
And
yeah.
it's just miles away from where
Miles
we were as
away.
a society back then, what you
Yes.
could get away with.
Yes, we've come a long way.
Yeah.
We've
People were
let our
held to
hair
a
down.
very
A
different
high
standard.
standard. Yeah. A
Yeah.
different standard, a high standard, an unfair standard. You can call it whatever you want, but it was very different, very restrictive. And yeah, we got through it. You know what? And we're okay.
So, of all the things you've gotten to do in your career in entertainment, what's the top standout for you, or the one that is the most special to you?
This opportunity, my
Yeah.
picking up and going to London with my little, I'm going to show them pants, you know, I'm going to grab this bull by the horn, and I'm going to hopefully convince the hit factory to give me some hits. And I think that that was a really strong moment in my life that I said, I'm going to not allow this business or circumstance to take over this moment for me. I have to do it myself. And a lot of times that's really the lesson in life. If you want to change something, you have to do it yourself. You have to find a way to do it. You can't sit there and wait for somebody to do it. And this second time around, as I said, I went through a terrible divorce after a 23-year marriage, and it was a 6-year litigation. And literally, the first person I called was Mike Stock to say, "Do you want to do this music again? Because this music is all over the internet, the old stuff that wasn't released, and people are enjoying it. Why can't we create new stuff, new content, and give them what is new and wonderful with a new flair and a new energy?" And he was like, "Yes, let's do it." But if I didn't go through, again, something bad to bring me to that moment, this wouldn't have happened. And here we are. I mean, uh, I started dating a young man, and he said to me, "You know, you're a singer. What do you do?" I was going to NYU business school, Stern Business School, to be an MBA, get my MBA. And he goes, "Why do you need an MBA? You're a singer. You're a performer. You need to go back and do what you know how to do, what you're meant to do. Um, let's try to email Mike Stock and get this moving." And I thought, oh, it's probably not going to work. I live here, you live there. Who cares? Get it done. So here we are. I'm very happy. It worked. It's working. I hope the fans love it as much as you're enjoying it, as much as I'm enjoying it. And I look forward to creating more wonderful music. And it's all for the fans. We're living together, we're experiencing joy and pain together, but the most important thing is music uplifts you and brings you to another area of your reality that says, you know what, we're not going to mope, we're going to get up and we're going to live our lives, because that's all we are here to do, live our best life.
And this album really does that. And I love that you go through these really the lower periods in life, the hard periods, and then you get to have a moment like this where it's like, this is
Yeah.
a new chapter. What's going to happen next? It's
Yeah.
exciting.
It's
And
exciting.
I'm excited for you to have
Thank you.
this new chapter moment.
Thank you
And
so much. Thank
the
you.
album really is a special record. Now, it's out May 22nd,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes. May 22nd.
And
You
there
can get it
are
on all streaming platforms. Yes.
Yes, you can pre-save it. The first single is out whenever you're around, and there are multiple variations on your website available for purchase. There's the regular CD, the vinyl, bundles, and the deluxe CD with those Pete Hammond mixes.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
I hope everybody goes out and buys at least one copy. And I have a signed copy of the vinyl coming, and I'm so excited.
Wow,
Yeah,
good. Great,
yeah.
great. I have a fan in Australia that says, I want the bonus mixes and the signed copy, but I can't fly to London for the launch party. So can I please just have it? And I'm like, of course you can. It's great. It's
That's
exciting. I'm
wonderful to
happy
know that
that people are excited to hear it. That's what's great.
the music brings so much joy. It really is healing. Like this music especially means so much to people.
Yeah,
So it's got to feel great to be a part of that and um,
absolutely. And we
to get
filmed
to.
two music videos. We filmed last 2 weeks ago. We filmed, so that's coming as well. I can't wait for you to see that.
Oh, amazing. So I'm guessing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
means there is another single coming soon with a video.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
I have an idea of what one of
What do
those
you
might
think it
be.
would be?
I think we lost the beat.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, yes, yes. That's gonna be the next one.
It's
Yes,
such a good song.
yeah, yeah,
It's a club ready, feel good. I've been listening to it on the treadmill.
yeah.
Um
Me too.
I mean, well, I saw
I
you put
love
up
it
a
in the
video.
gym.
I saw you put up a clip on Instagram
It's
saying that you
great.
were working out to your album.
I
And
work
it's
out to
great
it.
for that. Yeah.
It is. It gets me through a whole album of running. I mean, of
Yeah.
what, a whole hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. For the last week I've been listening to nothing but the new Madonna and your album.
I loved
And
it.
it'll probably be that way for the rest of the year.
Oh, wonderful. I'm in good company.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for taking
Thank
some time
you.
to chat with me and for talking about the album and
Thank you.
your story. And I'm excited for folks who are new to Stock Aitken Waterman and are new to you to experience this album. And I'm going to keep telling everybody about it and sharing it on my socials. And
Thank you so
I'm
much.
just rooting for you to have a
Thank
big
you.
moment with this.
Thank you. I so appreciate it. And I look forward to talking to you again.